Hey everyone, it's me. It's time for Off the Ledge. Today is March 22nd. It's Saturday. I hope you're having a good start to your weekend. I'm just in a different spot in the condo here. I wanted to continue to use this prayer by Ernest Holmes. It's called My Prayer for My Country. I forgot to bring the 365 book with me, and I found this yesterday and I really liked it. And Ernest Holmes wrote this in 1953, really like after World War II had ended, and they were still in that kind of flux time, and another challenging time in American history. So I'm going to read this to you. Believing in the divine destiny of the United States of America and in the preservation of liberty, security, and self-expression for all, I offer this, my prayer for my country. I know that divine intelligence governs the destiny of the United States of America, directing the thought and the activity of all who guide its affairs. I know that success, prosperity, and happiness are the gifts of freedom and the divine heritage of everyone in this country, that they are now operating in the affairs of every individual in this country. I know that divine guidance enlightens the collective mind of the people of this country, causing it to know that economic security may come to all without the loss of either personal freedom or individual self-expression. I know that no one can believe or be led to believe that personal freedom must be surrendered in order to ensure economic security for all. The all-knowing mind contains the answer to every problem which confronts this country. I know that every leader in this country is now directed by this all-knowing mind and has the knowledge of a complete solution to every problem. Each is impelled to act upon this knowledge to the end that abundance, security, and peace shall come to all. And I know that this spiritual democracy shall endure, guaranteeing to everyone in this country personal liberty, happiness, and self-expression. And so it is. That's a good one. Okay, so last night I felt a palpable shift for the good, and I felt it at PNN last night, and I felt that something, even though the evil is really all activated and destroying things, and even though all that's going on, I do feel a rising up of the energy of the people that is going to heal this nation. And it's not just America, it's also other countries. So see if you can today tune into that. See if today, to the best of your ability, you can, and this is good for all the time, you can redirect your thinking when you see and hear about the horrible things that this criminal administration is inflicting upon America. Shift your focus to what you can imagine as being the opposite and different from that. So when we do that all together, when we all are in the awareness that that is a powerful, powerful thing to do, and we practice it, then this can shift, and it is shifting. I feel like there are so many people praying and intending in whatever way that they see fit, and you see fit what you're doing. It is speeding things up to a good conclusion. And the more we do it, the more busted the evil is, the more they lose power. So let's listen to Kathy Beale's astrology forecast for today. Let's see what she has for March 22nd. To book a session with Kathy for your own personal chart reading, go to empowermentunlimited.net. And here she is today.
This is Kathy Beale of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for March 22nd, 2025. Boy, whatever you decided yesterday, whatever opportunities you took, whatever you cut out, whatever you focused on, today it becomes part of the fiber of your being. This is a day to put on your warrior helmet and just go for it. It is going to be different for every single person. You've got the courage, you've got the fire, you've got the valor. No going back. That's all for now.
When we fight, we win. Right? I think that when we decide that we are spiritual warriors, not like we worry, WARRIORS, when we decide to push forward despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite all those niggling little voices inside that say, oh no, but it's going to be bad, but it's going to be bad. You know, insisting on thinking of the worst because we're programmed stupidly on the part of the people that programmed us this way. We're programmed to believe that worry is like something that we need to be doing. It's the stupidest program ever, but you see it everywhere. So when we just decide we're spiritual warriors, we're agents of the light. Think of other people in history who are absolutely steadfast in their vision. Look at Ukraine right now, steadfast. They are not wavering. Not for 1 second have we ever heard Zelensky or Ukrainians say, oh, we might as well give up, let's just cave to Putin, even though the orange buffoon and Putin are trying to make that happen. So I always say we need to find our inner Ukrainians, right? So let's be the spiritual warriors that we are. I love that Ernest Holmes in that prayer for my country, which I think that's a beautiful, beautiful prayer, that he says a spiritual democracy. And spirituality, contrary to what a lot of people, I think, you know, myself included, have a perception that spirituality is like, oh, you just meditate and you just hang out and you just walk on the beach, and which is nice. I just walked on the beach, but you know, but it's toughness too. And you know, even if you look at the story of Christ, with all this like macho MAGA that we see nowadays, you know, what they're ignoring is the potency of soft spiritual strength. There was nothing about Christ that was weak. You know, I talk about Navalny a lot. There's nothing about Alexei Navalny that was weak. He was a spiritual warrior. And Christ was a spiritual warrior. I'm just using him as an example. You don't have to be a Christian. But the story is the story of, in the face of anything, we hold fast. And those two examples that I'm bringing you, we know that they came to an untimely end at the face of evil. However, the message continues. And the times that we're in right now, it's not likely, and this is true, it's not likely that we're going to be meeting an untimely end. And the reason for that is that we're in a new epoch of history. And in this new epoch of history, we've progressed, we are progressing. We're in the process of transforming. We've progressed to a point where we're not going to be this base level fear. And as far as the evil goes, the intimidation is not going to work. Through the generations, through the years, we have evolved to being the kind of beings that have learned how to use our spiritual resources to really get the peace that we have committed to fighting for. Why fight for something if you have in the back of your mind, I'm not going to win? We've got to go beyond the fear. Having in the back of our minds doubts is normal. That's going to happen. But our job as spiritual warriors is to stare that fear in the face. and to say, despite the fear, despite my worries, I'm going to be a spiritual warrior, not a warrior. Worrying depletes energy. Fighting back strongly and energetically especially is the strength that we need. And it strengthens us. And I know that it's not the easiest thing, but I think it's the most satisfying thing. I always think also about Zelensky when Putin invaded Ukraine. And they said, we can whisk you away, Zelensky. We can send cars to, armored cars to whisk you out of there and take you out of harm's way, to take you away from danger. And he said, I don't need a car. I don't need a ride. I need weapons to fight back for Ukraine to retain its right to have democracy. And their patron saint is Saint Michael the Archangel, who defeated evil. We can defeat evil, but the only way we can really defeat evil is by having the strength of our conviction be so powerful that in the face of anything, we insist that we will not waver. When we fight, we win. I want to also speak to, before we go, I want to speak to that, for us to be careful, because a lot of us are looking at this new reality that we're in. We're looking at it too much. And we're forgetting about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz on the campaign trail. And if we're not careful, we can fall into the trap of believing that all that we're seeing being wrought upon this country and this world from this evil, illegitimate criminal administration, if we're not careful, we can start projecting that into the world as though, oh, this is our new reality. Let's rewind, reel ourselves in. Let's remember what we need to happen, what the truth really is. The truth is that love wins. So let's not sign up for putting lots of mental attention on, look, the evil has taken hold and we're finished. Let's be real careful. All right. I'll be back tomorrow with an Off the Ledge, as I do daily. If you remember, the 40 Days to Releasing Religious Guilt video will upload shortly. And so look for that just a little bit later. And let's see, tomorrow's Church of Spirituality. So tune in. I'll have the ocean behind me. And thank you so much for all your love and light and for being a spiritual warrior. Claim it. All right. Namaste.